Why are you running for Kansas House, and what experience best prepares you to represent your district? How will you remain accessible and accountable to constituents, including those who do not vote for you? And then what are your thoughts on the current political climate in Kansas?
So why I'm running for state representative is more like I said on my Facebook post, because I did post it and stuff like that. I'm just kind of just tired of seeing us struggle and everything like that. Then with ICE going around, with our government, how that's going and everything like that. Just how are we based off like our wages? How we can't even afford rent, we can't afford groceries, but we're just struggling.
I feel like you're one of the people that's like, I can definitely do a better job than that one.
I don't want to sound like,
no, I mean, not necessarily who you're running against per se,
right.
But I mean, I feel that way. I feel that, but I don't have a lot of the things that you also need.
Right.
Like we were talking earlier about a thick skin.
Right.
I do have a thick skin, but I also have a mouth, and it's not that I just have a mouth, it's that I enjoy saying what I want to say when I want to say it, right. And I hate being restricted with that. Mm-hmm. And so and it's not that I don't think I would do a great job. I just don't think Kansas is ready for all this. Right. So there's a balance.
There is a balance. I can say that, but my thing is like, you can't be afraid to say whatever you have to say. You can't
there's
be
a lot of cuss words, and I call people bad names.
I mean, okay, that's fair.
I'm trying to get our legislature to stop being like that. I'm not the energy they need. That's why I don't go to some protests or do things. It's because I know my energy, and I know that group is not going to enjoy my energy. So why would I infiltrate their district?
It's all how you really conduct yourself. So you can say whatever you have to say, but I'm like, again, I understand the whole cussing and all this and that. You do have to contain yourself, because there are going to be people that that don't like you. There are going to be people that that just be like, no, she's not a fit, this and that. They're gonna even probably not even like me.
It depends on the day and the topic. There are a couple topics I will go hard on. No matter how,
right?
No matter what, I will just go hard on them, and I can't even help it. But yeah, I feel like overall, like but you got to have that thick skin. You got to have the ability to communicate your passion in a way that isn't angry, that isn't screaming and yelling and telling people they suck if they don't think the way you do.
Yeah, my thing is like, you can get your point across without screaming. You can tell people how you feel about a situation.
What they say. I hear that.
Yeah, and it's true. My thing is like, you see people out protesting all the time, screaming and yelling, and you have a right, to your feelings, to validate. Yeah. Yes, all this stuff is very important, but just communicate what you however
I think
feel.
that people that do take it up a notch do have value. I just don't think they should be elected.
I mean, I said, everybody has their own opinions.
And there's so many factors that are important in how all this runs.
Correct.
We need people on the outside that are pushing those, that aren't afraid to speak up to elected officials, that aren't afraid to push back on them, that aren't afraid to call them out.
Right.
Because our media is not doing that. But we also, so we do need those people. It's just like not in the state house. But yeah, I think just by talking to you, before this, you definitely you communicate your thoughts and points very well. So
thank you.
So what experience prepares you?
So my experience, not only have I been doing, law and been getting into it and, doing my research and studies and stuff like that, I also have been, how do I say it? I'm more of a research person and stuff like that. I love knowledge. I'm always in a book. I stopped watching the news and TV because it's just so much, just unnecessary drama. I'm about to go out and look for the answers myself.
Right.
I'm a go-getter. I'm a hustler. I'm going to find the answers myself. You give me the problem, I'm going to find the solution.
Yep.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. No, that's what we need in there. Because no matter what, if you have that energy, if you have that attitude, it doesn't matter what comes up.
Exactly. I don't mind calling people out. And people that know me know I don't mind calling people out. I'm going to address the issue. This is the problem. This is what we need to fix. Why haven't you did it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the problem, is there's a lot of decorum required in this city. When you go into the city council meeting, you have decorum. And it does not take a lot to shake up things because they're so just like calm and robotic and thinking about every single word they say. And I just want you to talk to me like a human being.
Exactly. My thing's like, we're not robots. We're people. We're coming to you about our real problems, our real issues. Why are they not being fixed? Why are they not being addressed? This is why we put you in office, because you made promises. Don't make promises you can't keep.
Yeah.
I'm big on that. I will not make a promise that I cannot keep.
Yeah.
You can't obtain what you said that you're going to do, then you need to find another solution.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like I said, admit that your theory.
Yeah.
And
it's okay to take accountability. Yeah. That's our problem. We don't know how to take accountability for our actions. So even if we mess up, we're all human. So I can mess up. I'm like, okay, this is what I thought was going to happen, but since this didn't happen, now that
I've done more research and I have more data, like you gotta, you have to. Me, I'm a person that has plans after plans after backup plans after back. I got to have plans. So if one fails, here's the next move. Here's the next move. Here's the next move. That's something I think we're lacking at all levels of government, are people that are really thinking long term about their decisions, because so many of them are really just concerned. They're always campaigning.
Yeah.
So every word that comes out of their mouth, they're thinking about how that's going to look in the next election. They're thinking about how that's going to, the sound bite that they might get, but they're also worried about their image. That they get so distracted by doing their political career that they're not doing the work.
Exactly.
Look, I don't care if you're the best speech person in the world. I don't care if you dress the nicest and have the slickest, prettiest hair or whatever. Can you do the work?
Exactly.
Can you write bills? Can you understand what's going on instead of just voting the way your party tells you to on whatever bill it is?
Exactly. My thing is like, and when you're voting on this bill, are you breaking down to the people what this bill is? Are you telling?
No, because they don't understand it.
Exactly, because they don't understand.
A lot of times they're not given enough time to read it.
Exactly, and I'm for my people. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with everybody. I'm not just here from just black people, just white people, just any type of, no, I'm here for us all. Like, we are all in this together. Mm-hmm. So we need to come together as a community. We need to break down what is happening and let the people know this is what you're voting for. This is what they're passing the law on.
Education. That's exactly. A really important part of it.
Education is so important to me. Like that.
Especially Kansas House people, right? Because you're in such a smaller district. Right?
Yes.
You only have 25,000 people, which sounds like a lot. But if you look at like city council in Wichita, it's like 50-something thousand they got to deal with.
Right.
And so in your district, some are a little bigger than others, but you live there. You should know that. You should know people there. It shouldn't be that hard to start having conversations with people in your own little district.
You would think that, but some people don't branch out.
Yeah, no, you have to. And that's the problem about accessibility, is that they're not talking to their people. When I understand, like, when you're in session, things get hard, and you kind of have to let your staff collect data or whatever, and you can't really talk to every single person. But that's only like 5 months out of the year.
Exactly.
And what do you do in the other 7 months? You're supposed to be in your district, having town halls, talking to your constituents, going around, getting to know people, going to events, finding out what their concerns are, asking them how they felt about how things went last session. There's so many things that you're supposed to be doing for those 7 months.
Right.
Because Kansas isn't a full-time job. That's why I would never run for council. It's full-time every day, all the time.
Yeah,
but Kansas House is only 5 months out.
It is.
For some of you, it may be a pay cut, but if you have some sort of form of income, if you can afford it. But yeah, most of the people that run for House, they come up here, they stay, or up here, they go to Topeka, they stay there during the session, maybe they go home on the weekend if they have families, or maybe they just stay there the whole time, and the other 7 months, they're back at their house that's supposed to be in their district. And a lot of the times, they just go and do like events that their party puts on or whatever, but they're not like, I don't see them posting about town halls, or, you know how like, the council meetings, they have like District 1 breakfasts and all this stuff. Like,
I see those. I can say that I see that. Like, anytime like I'm dropping off my son or something like that, they will sometimes put like, hey, and even sometimes you have to even check their website. But I can't agree that it's not talked about enough. I can't agree to that. It is not talked about enough.
I only know Wichita really well and its politics and stuff. I live in Topeka now, but I haven't really got. Wichita is plenty. I don't have time to pay attention to another city right now.
No, fair.
But yeah, I think that it's just like, they're just not doing their job.
No,
and
I can give that to you. They're not.
Anybody that's willing to do the job and thinks they can do the job and it wants to do the work, that's all I need to know.
Right.
Because you're going to do better than some of the people that are doing it that just like, I don't know, are they even reading the bills? They just vote the way their party goes.
If I can be totally honest, I feel like people are just only doing it just for the money. if I'm gonna be completely
money
honest,
or
they're doing it for the money, they're doing it for the power, for the benefits. My
to
thing is
be
like,
somebody.
you're not doing it for our people. I'm doing it for our people. I am so tired, like I said, of seeing our people struggle. I'm so tired of us trying to figure out when's our next grocery bill, when our next rent bill, this and that. Why are we struggling? I was just talking to my grandfather, and he was telling us, how gas was like you could fill up your whole tank with $1. I'm like, how we get back to those days?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think there needs to be people on the inside to be able to find out all the ins and outs and whys.
Oh, there are people
and
that
tell
just
us.
don't want. They just
And
don't
so,
want to talk.
And if that means speaking, like for me, it's like party. A lot of people right now, like I'm unaffiliated,
Right?
because I feel like there's a lot of people that at the end of the day fall in party line that may not be what their constituents want in their district.
Correct.
I mean, there's been a chart they did. I don't remember where it's at, but like what got passed, what we wanted,
Right?
and it's 10% of what we wanted ever gets passed across the board. And so it's like they're not listening to the people, and they try to say, they're just not listening. The constituents, I can tell you what they want. I have it right here. Guess what?
I did my research too.
Yeah, guess
go
what?
ahead.
Not one question about like trans people unless it's to protect them. Not one question about abortion even unless it's to protect it. Although I'm not in super red. I tried to reach out to other people, but they didn't respond. I'm just saying, like, it's not the top thing on people's mind. What is the top thing on people's mind? They're kind of order in like how much people talked about them, how many questions I got about them.
Right. I say for what's really the biggest issue right now is ICE. That's the biggest.
Yeah, I did ask these questions before.
Yeah, these are like not just ICE, but our education system with our
children. Yeah, I have education down here,
and also our poverty. Like those,
yeah,
my things, like I had a whole bunch of lists that I wanted to go down and everything.
So many of these topics just tie back to money and people being poor.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's so much that's going on in this world, but I'm just more like at the end of the day. Since I had like so many things that I wanted to talk about, but I'm just more like, look, there's always an everyday problem.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm just more like, throw it at me, and I'll figure out a solution.